My business is a mess right now. There's way too much going on. Nothing is getting done. I am officially overwhelmed. So I'm in desperate need of a business reset. I'm flying to Rome tomorrow and I'm not coming back until my business is back on track. Worst case, I eat a lot of pasta. So a business reset for me consists of 3 parts: getting clear, getting organized, and building momentum. And in this video, I'm also gonna do a secret fun little phase at the end.
You've arrived at your destination.
So I'm in Italy. We're gonna hang out all day together because I'm here in Rome by myself. How gorgeous. And there is the pool. Okay, I can't talk too long. I want to get down to hotel breakfast, so let's go do that and then we can get started with our day. Yay! So phase 1 of the business reset is getting clear. You just have to dump everything out. No distractions, me, my thoughts, and all of this junk needs to get outside of my brain, basically. So I'm gonna start out by doing something called the Artist Way. If you've never heard of the Artist Way, basically what it is a 12-week program to get in touch with your inner creator, your inner artist. So 2 of the things talked about in the Artist Way are morning pages, where you write 3 pages every single morning, and that is insanely useful for clearing your brain out and just seeing like what is actually even going on in your brain. And doing morning pages has made me realize how many thoughts I have in the span of even just 10 minutes. The point of the morning pages is to write in a completely non-judgmental way. So you're not judging what you're writing. I actually even completely dim my screen when I'm typing my morning pages so that I don't even see mistakes and like I can't even backspace. I think it's really hard to do work when there are like 500 things going on in your brain and you haven't properly acknowledged everything. I go back and reread my morning pages and I start to notice like patterns of thinking. Like at one point during my morning pages, I had written like the same thought like 5 times in a row. The energy was just like circulating in my body, but when I wrote it down and I started to take action on it, that's when I could let go of that looped thought. I will bold anything that I want to action later. So for example, content ideas, I'll bold. Things that I'm like, ooh, I want to reflect on that, I'll like underline or something. And sometimes if I have thoughts that I find interesting that I didn't fully dive into in that morning page, then I will put it at the top of my morning page document as like things to talk about or focus on or write morning pages about later if I ever run out of things I'm interested in talking about. So I write the morning pages. I try to aim for 800 to 1,000 words. I can normally write that in 10 minutes if I'm not distracted. Another reason why I like it is I feel like it's a really great way to get to know who you are and to like actually have it written down, like this is how I think, this is how I talk to myself, this is how I process information, this is my thought process when I make decisions. And I think it's a great way to catch some of the things I talk about in my previous videos, like casual shames. You will catch those like the proof will be in the written pudding when you do morning pages and you catch yourself doing those little casual shames. Hi again. I'm looking out the window and the clouds look kind of thick. I'll show you guys. It also says it's probably gonna rain and I really want to go for a swim today. Maybe I'll just go for a swim even if it rains. Maybe I should just go in the pool now. Bring my laptop, but what if it rains? It might get wet. Oh, I just really wanted to work by the pool. I know I live a very hard life. These clouds are really rolling in. The sun is disappearing and that is stressing me out. I'm stressing myself out right now. For no reason. That's the story of my life.
2 hours later.
I think I'm just gonna go to the pool now. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna do that. I've got my vacation fit on. Sorry about the mess. Let's do it, come on. All right, so phase 2 of a business reset. Now that I'm a little bit clear, everything is dumped out, it's time for my favorite phase, organization. This is how I handle it when I feel extremely overwhelmed in my business, where I feel like there's too much going on and I need clarity on what is happening. I just wanna walk you through the process that I do when I feel really overwhelmed. And whenever that happens, what I do is I always just make like a mega list of everything going on in my mind, which I highly recommend to you as well. So I just did that and made a huge list of like all of the different things and I started categorizing them. So for example, under content, I have like YouTube videos and then I always want to make more short form videos as well. There's always that little pressure in the back of my mind that's like, you also have to make short form, which like, first of all, no, you don't. You don't have to make any videos, any content that you don't want to. And it's also completely unrealistic to expect yourself to be on every single platform pumping out content all the time. Like that's just not realistic. So just like pick one to start and then you can always expand to a second one once you feel really comfortable with the first. So that's under content. Then I have Deviant Bootcamp, which is my business where we sell lots of different digital products like courses, workshops, templates, tools for freelancers. We also have a paid community. So there's some things I have to do there. I want to re-record a few of the tool lessons. My team and I have been prepping a lot for that because we want to make sure it's like the best tool videos ever. We're also working on a lot more ads. So you might be seeing my paid ads. It's always like, when I see my paid ads, I'm like, I don't like seeing my paid ads. But yeah, I want to work on my ad strategy better. I want to work on more like creatives, especially retargeting ads, new opt-in ads. So I have to film like videos or have photos or designs, and I have to write the copy for the ad. So it's like a whole thing. So that's a big priority for me as well. As I just said the word priority, I was like, Daya, it's not possible that all these things are priorities. You know, you can't write down 50 things and be like, I have 50 priorities. You can have like 2 to 3 priorities. So that's why I feel like the list is good, because then you first dump out everything. And then from there, you can start to actually prioritize what you actually want to do. So anyway, then the brain dump. And then I want to make more offers via email. I want to like create smaller, fun products that I think would be really useful based on what I'm hearing, talking to students and stuff about where they're getting stuck. Also want to redo parts of my free series. One thing is a secret that I'll tell you guys later about. And I am helping my video editor, Maya, who's editing this video, to create an online course teaching all things aesthetic video editing, because people ask me all the time, like, Daya, who edits your videos? They're so good. Like, we love your editing. It took me ages to find Maya. It took me ages to find someone where it wasn't like the super generic YouTube flashy style of editing, but more like cute and like aesthetic and handwritten and stuff like that. And so I highly encouraged Maya. I was like, you should make a course. Like, I think there's a huge gap in the market. And I think potentially there are a lot of people that want to learn how to edit like this, because if I had a course like this when I was starting, I might have become a video editor, because that would have been so cool. I'm also potentially starting a podcast with one of my friends, Aprilyn. Very exciting. I'm like nervous to tell you guys all these things, but why? I don't know. But yeah, we want to do a podcast about content creation and everything we're learning. I also have, I've teased this a lot, I would love to start a physical product business. I also have been playing with the idea of offering YouTube intensives to business owners who want to make YouTube videos, because I feel like I've learned so much over the past 3 years, and I would love to help business owners get their videos seen more. So that's another idea that's in the back of my mind. But again, it's like so many things, right? And then of course I have my client Tina as well. That's another category. And then I have professional development as a separate category. I'm doing Artist Way. So that's what I've been talking to you guys about. So that's why I do the morning pages every day. And also I want to read a bunch of things. So there's like a list of things that I want to read, and also watch a course that I recently bought. That is what my brain dump looks like. And I highly recommend, if you feel overwhelmed, this is a great thing to do. First, do the brain dump. So just like dump out everything that's going on in your mind, because I feel like sometimes when it's all in your head, you think it's way more than it actually is. And then once you start writing it down, you're like, oh, actually, like it is a lot, but it's not like infinite. So start with the brain dump and then start categorizing it into different things. And then comes the tricky part. Start looking at things and being like, what do I absolutely have to do? And what is just kind of like a nice to do? And what is like, I don't have to do that right now. And then what I'll basically do is I'll separate out 1 to 2, maximum 3 things, and I'll move them to the top. And then I'll like do a horizontal line. And then everything else is for later. And if you want bonus points, what I also do sometimes is I'll go to the first thing and then I'll just turn that into a 15-minute task. So instead of being like, write a book, which would be an insane task to have on your to-do list, you do the first 15 minutes. So maybe it's like, start a Google Doc and put the title of the book you want to write into the Google Doc. Then when you see that, it's like, oh, that's chill. I can do that right now. Then you'll start, and most of the time what you'll notice is you'll just keep going anyway. And if you don't feel like it, that's fine. So you might be like, Daya, but I have to do everything down there. Yes, you can and you will. But you can only work on one thing at a time. And I'm giving myself this pep talk as well, because I'm looking at this list every day being like, why am I not making progress on 50 things? That's unrealistic. I made it. I'm actually so proud of myself, but look at these clouds. I'm scared. I have to go in the pool before it starts raining. I think I should actually check if the mic is even connected, because otherwise I probably look like an idiot. To who? Nobody. There's nobody here. It's just me. I just feel like this is really special because I can't remember the last time I traveled alone. It's kind of nice to just like pick what you want to do. Not really care about anybody else's feelings and thoughts. It's like a little bit cold. I'm so glad nobody's here. Oh, I just looked up and I realized all the hotel rooms are vacant in the pool. So like people would definitely see me doing this. My arms are getting really tired of holding it up. I wish I had something really insightful and thoughtful to say because I feel like this would be a cool shot. Something quite cool happened 2 weeks ago. A woman named Mara reached out to me. Shout out to Mara if you're watching this. It's the 4th of September. And yesterday, this woman named Mara wrote this incredibly nice email basically saying that she wants to help me write a book. This is just really crazy. I'm like, kind of like, yeah, we'll see. I mean, I don't really want to count my chickens before they hatch. I'm just really excited and I wanted to document this moment, September 4th, 2024, as the day that a literary agent reached out and started talking to me. I'm sending the agreement. She's gonna write a book, but we don't know if anybody is going to want to publish it or sell it.
Or read it for that matter.
Or read it for that matter. She and I went through a lot of back and forth, and I signed an agreement to work with her, and I'm feeling all kinds of impostery about it. I'm gonna push through it anyway. I'm just telling myself, like, you know, you don't have to write the book for a million people. You can just write the book for yourself. I was reading Austin Kleon's book, Keep Going, and like the first few pages he was talking about how you should write the book that you want to read. And this is a book that I would love to read, that I would love to have as a reminder for myself. So I'm just going to write it for myself and then we'll see. That's my exciting announcement. I'm not even sure if I'm going to write a book because how it works is first you write a book proposal, you send it to a bunch of publishers, and then they decide if your idea is worth anything. And then if they decide yes, then they will negotiate and talk to you about publishing your book. And apparently they pay you money, which I totally forgot. I was just like, okay, I'll write the book. I hope they publish it. I didn't even think that they would pay me money to write the book. I was like, I just hope they like it. I might even just write my little book proposal by the pool. I mean, who am I? Oh my gosh, if you could show 21-year-old Dea this picture, she'd be like, who's that? You're showing me the wrong person. Okay, my arm's about to give out, so I have to return the microphone and like maybe do a lap or something because this does not bode well for my upper body strength. You stay here, okay? Be good while I'm away.
5 minutes later.
So let's actually do some work before this turns out to be just a vacation day, which I mean, there would be nothing wrong with that, but there's actually work that I'm very excited to do. So, oh, it's raining. All right, good news. I found a bigger umbrella. Oh my God, someone's looking at me. Oh my God, I just made full eye contact while I was talking to someone. I can't talk because someone's watching me record this. All right, phase 3 of a business reset, and I think this is extremely important and it ties to the organization phase. It is to give yourself a little bit of momentum because oftentimes when I need a business reset, it's because I'm feeling quite stuck. And the best way to get out of being stuck is to take on a tiny little task, which coincidentally is the 15-minute task that we created in phase 2. So that is what I'm going to do now. So you can see my top 2 priorities is the book proposal and YouTube videos. So here I am. I'm going to dive into my book proposal. My first 15-minute task is just to read through the overview that I wrote in my book proposal and then do some light edits. Coming here and spending the day alone and everything, I feel like actually is so aligned also with the whole process of being a cozy entrepreneur, because being a cozy entrepreneur, a huge part of it for me is to build self-trust and to build a relationship with myself and to really learn to get to know myself and who I am and yeah, just to be like actually best friends with myself, which I have never tried to do ever. I'm just having a nice time building my relationship with myself. I'm just really excited to also get to my book proposal because I love writing and I never realized it. You know, like all these YouTube videos I film, I have written the script, I would say like on 99% of the videos we publish on YouTube, 200 to 300,000 words for YouTube I've written myself. And I write tons of emails. I write tons of scripts for TikTok, short form scripts and all of that stuff. And so I just feel like I've been writing a long time and I never really gave myself credit for being like, you are writing, like you're a writer. That just actually felt so foreign to me for a second. It's like with YouTube when somebody was like, Dea, like, oh, Dea's a YouTuber. I was like, a YouTuber? I wouldn't go that far. A YouTuber. And they're like, what do you mean? Like you've made like 100 videos on YouTube. You've been doing it for years, right? So much of our identity has to do with what we define it as, like what we want it to be. And I was like, I couldn't be a YouTuber. but like I was already doing the action, you know, I just didn't take on the noun, and I think that's really interesting. English blend, red fruit, matcha. I think I'm gonna be disappointed if I have this because it's not gonna, I know it's not matcha latte, but I'm gonna expect that even though I know I shouldn't. I think I'll have maybe a chamomile, calm myself down a little bit. So I am back in bed. There's nothing like having your bed made for you and then you put your feet in and like everything's tucked in like this, you know? All right, so let's work on this book proposal. Very exciting. I'm writing the overview right now, and then I'll have to write about the author, which would apparently be me, and then the target audience who would like to read this book. Like I said before, I'm like feeling all kinds of impostery about it, but cool stuff happens outside of our comfort zone. So I don't want to deprive myself of those things, you know, just because a little voice inside is like ultra critical and a huge perfectionist. Let's hold hands. It's gonna be okay. All right, we're gonna write this book for ourselves, and all we can do is our best. And that's all that's within our control. That chamomile tea is just putting me straight to sleep. So I'm gonna take a nap. And there was a part of me that was like, don't tell them you're gonna take a nap. They're gonna think you're lazy for doing that in the workday. And I was like, huh? Like, where did that thought even come from? Like, I'm tired, I didn't sleep well, I'm gonna take a nap. It's gonna be cool. And if somebody has a problem with that, who cares? So this is a PSA. If you need a nap during the workday, just take it. All right, it is now about 4 p.m. I finished all the things that we talked about earlier on this morning. Admin, morning pages, my client work, worked on YouTube videos, and I worked on my book proposal, which I can talk to you openly about. Constraints are so important, right? Because like it would have been easy for me to finish everything I intended to, and now it's 4. I could have easily been like, oh, it's only 4. Let me just like find more work to do until 5. And it's like, let's watch some Netflix and stuff. When? I've got Netflix, chocolate, wafers. It's thundering. I've got tea. I'm tucked into freshly made bed. I mean, this is just a happy girl.
2 hours later.
So now that we've talked about the 3 phases of the business reset, we have unlocked a secret phase. This is actually my favorite phase, and that is the have a sweet treat phase. Treat yourself phase. This is the fun phase of, oh my gosh, you did such a good job and I'm so proud of you for taking the action to get out of feeling stuck and drained and exhausted and wanting to cry all the time. You did it. So let's treat ourselves. You guys think I should book the massage? But then I'm always like, oh, but did you really blah 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 blah. I think I should just do it. Okay. I think I'll just take the basic relaxing one then. And I'll do an hour at 4:30 if that works. Thank you so much. Bye. Just realized this is the first massage I've ever booked by myself for myself. I've never gone for a massage alone before. Ever. So this is very exciting. All right, let's go. It's almost 4:30. I'm so excited. Let's do it. It already smells so good. Oh, that was such a good decision. I'm really glad I did that. Now I'm gonna shower, have dinner with my friend, and then chill out, and then probably go to bed early because that sounds amazing. And I don't know if anyone else has ever had this vivid dream where little baby Jaya being able to order room service was like the pinnacle of success in terms of being an adult.
So that's how we're going to end this business reset day. I sorted out my business and I ate a lot of pasta.